No. No, I don't think the world needed a second Beetlejuice movie. But we're getting one anyway in September. Beetlejuice. I think it releases September 6th. And the trailer dropped today, and it looks alright, I guess. I don't really, I can't imagine anyone being hyper excited for the second installment in the Beetlejuice franchise. I can't imagine that. The original movie came out in 1988, and I've watched it once. All right, but since we're in the modern age, we got to bring all those old movies from like the 80s back and give them this little spiritual successor sequel where just tries to sort of clamor on to a property that was once known. And something I would compare this to a little bit is the Ghostbusters franchise. The Ghostbusters, they had a first movie, very successful. Tried to make a sequel, not very successful, and then they reboot it. At first they try to make it slightly its own thing, disconnected from the other Ghostbusters universe by making them all female Ghostbusters, which was a big deal at the time, a massive deal. People really cared about that issue. And then after that failed, they said, hey, let's just bring the old fucking cast back, get the Stranger Things kid, get some other children, and get Paul Rudd, Ant-Man as well, why not? And let's just get Bill Murray in there as well, the one guy who died, I think it was the guy who played, what was his name, Venkman? I'm not a big Ghostbusters fan, sorry. Have like a big, have that play a big part where you just pull out the heartstrings of this for this man who did die in real life, but for his character, where you CGI deepfake him as a ghost or something. They did something weird for that. I don't remember it too well. Not a very memorable movie, I'll be honest. But it feels like what they're doing to Beetlejuice with Beetlejuice 2 is a lot like what they did to Ghostbusters. Not in the fact that Ghostbusters has a lot more movies, but Ghostbusters, was originally the one movie, and it wasn't like supposed to be like it. It feels more like just a good good kind of action comedy that could have been its own standalone thing. Beetlejuice is a comedy, an all-right comedy. One movie. That's all you fucking needed. And they decided, like, oh, hey, this thing was popular a while back. Let's bring it fucking back because people know the name. And, they did that with Ghostbusters. It feels like they're doing the same thing with Beetlejuice. Now, of course, they could have an actual idea of what they want to do with the movie. They actually want to tell a gripping and emotional story, which I don't think would be the way to go, especially since Beetlejuice is mainly a comedy. That seems like the most likely answer for what they're probably going to do. They're going to try and, just have some fucking emotional moment about some character in the last movie, something like that to just tie at your heartstrings, just tear them, and you think like, wow, that's really not that interesting. I never really cared that much about the first movie. It's a comedy, but it feels like that's what they might do. Now, I could be wrong. They could actually, and this is how, I feel like if you want to make like a sequel to one of the, like a spiritual successor sequel or just a sequel in general, you shouldn't come at it with the idea of I want to make a sequel to this movie. Because what does that mean? You should come at it with the idea rather like, okay, I have an actual fucking plan. on how to expand these characters in the universe and put them in a new story, and then say like, yeah, let's do that for a sequel. And it seems like with a lot of these things, the idea of like, we need to make a sequel comes first. Like, I like the new Top Gun Maverick. I really liked it. I thought it was good. But I feel like watching that movie, I felt a lot of it was a little like, hey, you know, Top Gun's a popular franchise, and they just told some guys like, hey, make a movie sequel to this, and a few guys said like, oh yeah, let's do this. I guess we can fit that in. Yeah, that'll work. That'll be a good, callback to the original, rather than trying to build their own original, story from the ground up. They work with the fact like, hey, we gotta make a sequel to this, rather than them actually really, really, really wanting to tell a story. Wow, I've been rambling on for a lot of that. Yeah. Anyways, Beetlejuice 2 could be good. It could be all right. Yeah, just depends on what they want. Depends on which direction they go. If they have an actual idea for Beetlejuice 2, that they came up with, that's actually good. Sure, I would say I hope they keep it as like just a comedy, lighthearted comedy, because that's what the original Beetlejuice was. From what I remember, I don't remember it really having too much of a emotional subplot or whatever, and I think they should keep it that way. I think it works best that way. The Beetlejuice franchise. Yeah. So that's my opinion. I hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in the next video. Bye.